Are our next presenters in the waiting room? Good morning, Joni. Good morning, Chris. We're ready for you. Go ahead.
Good morning, everybody. Did Chris make it online?
Yes, she's in.
Oh, okay.
Okay. Sorry, I forgot to unmute. So, A. Hess Squest, Kisuklisnam. Good morning. Thank you for allowing Joni and I to present. Just to kind of let you know who I am. So I've been in front of the Tribal Council before with April Charlo. It's been several years, but I'm the local program coordinator for the Polson Pirates. And I also serve on the Five Valleys area management team and am the sports coordinator as well as fill in any other roles. And I also serve along with Joni on the Five Valleys area management team. So we just wanted to chat with you about Special Olympics. Ooh, everything's moving here. To work towards a partnership. So I just wanted to give you some background base of what's going on. So we currently have 5 school-based teams and 3 adult-based teams. We are actively involved in basketball, bowling, snowshoeing, golf, athletics, bocce ball, unified state track, and swimming. We just had our first annual Alex Braun Memorial Basketball Challenge at the Joe McDonald Health and Activity Center on the SKC campus, which was amazing. And we are currently working with Blacktail Mountain to hold our winter snowshoe event. Due to the lack of snow in the valley, it's kind of hard to run without the snow and the snowshoes. So I also am a special education teacher at Polson High School. And so I also have a daughter with a disability who is an athlete. So Special Olympics is near and dear to my heart. But I wanted to talk about statistics and why I feel Special Olympics is so important to the families and the lives of people with disabilities. So in 2019, only 19% of people with disabilities were working full-time and living independently. During COVID, this number decreased to 17.2. If our students/athletes are not able to work or live independently, they're also not socializing, creating friendships, learning new skills, and anything else. Special Olympics is an organization that athletes can be involved in from 8 to 88. Truly, the 88 is just a number I choose because it sounds good. You can be in it until you pass away. It allows them to be active year-round, create new friendships, stay healthy, learn new skills, follow a schedule, follow rules, and be able to travel. A lot of our athletes don't have the ability to travel very far, and so when they get to travel across the state, it's pretty amazing for them. Currently at Polson High School, we have 10 athletes and 2 unified peers. And the middle school has 2 athletes with 4 turning in paperwork and 2 unified peers. So a unified peer is a regular education student and or person for an adult-based team who competes alongside a Special Olympic athlete as a team. And so that's the most important part because it allows for socialization across the school and across the community. Our unified numbers have decreased in this last year just with COVID restrictions. So it's been a little bit harder to have some of those. We've been confined to just pretty much our athletes and stuff. But we would love to create a partnership. We have a law enforcement torch run that we want to include tribal police in. We have many Special Olympic championships and award ceremonies during September through May that we would love involvement in. Law enforcement comes to help with the championships and pass out ribbons and medals. And we have opening ceremonies. I would love to include a tribal element, tribal flag, whatever we can, because we're working together. And then once COVID settles down, because we have some restrictions with Special Olympics International that are different than what we may be dealing with in Lake County, I would like to start having our native games start up again. That was a success we've had, and it's just, we've had to postpone it. Oh. pulling up stuff. And Special Olympics, to qualify for Special Olympics is pretty fluid. You have to have been diagnosed with a disability. You don't have to be served. You can be on a 504 plan, which is for things not quite as serious as that individual education plan in special education. And you have to be on an IEP. And it can literally be like, you have to have you have to struggle in some areas. But honestly, if we have an athlete or a student in a school who qualifies because this might be the only social interaction they are getting, or it allows them to be a hero for a moment and they get to help out, we just make it work. Because it's, for a lot of our students, this is the community that they then exist in after high school. I've been involved in Special Olympics since my daughter was 8, so 20 years. And I still run into students that are now adults who come up to me at Special Olympics because I knew them when they were 8, and they're still involved. Okay, I'll stop my little speech now.
Thank you, Chris. I think we would love to be involved if we could get a schedule of your events and
Perfect.
So we can calendar it. We have a lot of obligations on our plate, but
yeah.
I know that Carol and I participated in the law enforcement torch run a couple times in the Arlee stretch. So and there were others, I think, as well that did the entire reservation run. So yeah, I think these are things that we would love to be involved in as far as we are able to with our schedule. So
perfect. I just think it's just so important to just have, as much collaboration as we can with anybody. It just makes it a bigger and more successful event.
And I saw you on TV the other night. You won One Class at a Time grant award. So congratulations for that. Did you want to speak to that about what you're going to spend that money on?
Sure. So I teach a life skills class, and the last 2 years, I've been working on creating a class called Navigating the Road to Success. So it is for juniors and seniors who can work full-time to part-time consistently and live independently. And then my life skills kids are more volunteer to less than part-time. And so part of my units is like we do grooming, cooking, sewing, but we do tools. And so I applied for a Donors Choose and KPAX One Class at a Time. And so through Donors Choose, I was able to get over $500 of tools. So I bought drills and pliers and tool sets, socket sets. And then with the money that I get from KPAX, I'm going to buy the adaptive equipment that goes with that. So you can actually get talking tape measures. You can get, adaptive tools that have different colors for people with vision. And so before COVID, we built picture frames, but didn't have any tools. So we literally built picture frames with dollar store handsaws. And we mitered our corners by hand because I didn't have a miter saw. And so I want to get more of these tools so that the students know how to even just hang up a picture, but they know how to use the tools when they graduate, and then that is success. If they can manage minor household jobs on their own without having to wait for somebody or having to pay for somebody, that's my goal.
Very cool. Yeah, congratulations.
Thank you.
Are there any other comments from council?
Yeah, I just had a few comments. My name is Joni Bowman. I'm the new Tribal Outreach Coordinator. And just a few questions. What is the best way to contact or to reach out to council or anybody that you should delegate to collaborate with us or to work with us? I know I've sent a couple emails out, but I haven't had any response. So I'm just kind of looking for suggestions or ideas for me to search for volunteers or anything that I can help with.
So did you have something, Carol?
I don't know. It's really up to you, Madam Chair, but Rob McDonald might be a good contact person.
Okay,
I think you could probably contact Jennifer Trahan. I will put her information in the chat because she kind of keeps our calendar, keeps us, so we know where we're going.
okay. I could do that. I'll reach out to both Robert and Jen. Yeah, I guess I was just wondering if any of you had any suggestions or comments or any information for us.
And I will say, we'll supply you a calendar. Our dates are a little fluid this year because we're having to change from having, like, our bowling championship is the middle of February, but due to COVID restrictions, we can't have that many athletes in the bowling alley. And so now we're looking at doing them individually across communities. So that one will happen sometime January or February, but as soon as we know we have a date set, we will definitely share it out. So.
Okay, perfect.
Is there any questions?
Email address is in the chat for you to reach out to us. So.
Perfect. Thank you for letting us on the agenda.
Yes.
All right. Have a good day.
Great, thank you.
Next up, we have Tom McDonald. Good morning, Tom.
Good morning.
So Tom's information starts on page 19 in the packet, and then we had a few issues from this morning that we wanted to discuss with you. So if you want to go ahead with the hunter assistance request.
Thank you, Madam Chair. I had a request this last Monday turned in from a tribal member, Darla Brovold of Superior, Montana. She is a big game hunter. Her current health conditions limit her ability to be able to fully harvest an animal without some assistance. And so she has requested the on-reservation hunt assist form request to council to consider her descendant adult son to assist her in harvesting a big game animal here on the reservation. This immediately, as soon as council would consider it. Of course, the form limits it to 30 days, and it can be limited further to specific to an animal, that number of animals, or any other way you want to condition it. But the main conditioning item is that, the tribal member must kill the animal, take the animal, and non-member descendant can help assist with gutting and loading and getting the animal to their household. And it's limited to 30 days. There's no allowance for hunting in the primitive areas. And it would expire after 30 days of council approval. That's the request that Darla has made before council.
Madam Chair,
Go ahead, Anita.
I just have a quick question. We've been around this thing before, but don't we have tribal members that have offered to go out and get animals for the disabled members? Is there not a list of that, or of those names?
Madam Chair, Madam Vice Chair, the only person I know that's offered to do that consistently is Dino Thomas. I'm not sure the arrangement he works out with individuals. That's the one person I know that has consistently, he's even ran an ad in the Charcusa newspaper.
That's what I was referring to. Thank you, Tom. She hasn't considered anything like that that you know of.
No.
Madam Chair.
Go ahead, Bing.
Yeah, I know Darla, and I know that she's probably very capable of killing her animal, but to get it loaded and gutted out and things, I know that she's going to need assistance to do that. So she's, she's health is not all that great, but she's, like I said, she's more than capable of shooting her animal.
Mike? We have a motion by Mike to approve the hunter assistance request, second by Ellie. Carol, question?
Yes, Tom, can you go back to the sheet that you had? Hang on a second. What gets me is the hunter, let me see, where did I see that? Is requesting her descendant adults on to assist her. I think for me, it's clarifying the word assist, because to me that could mean, help her hold the gun or whatever. I mean, that sounds kind of crazy, but that word really caught me. And so I'm wondering if other people think, well, that's just him actually, doing the work and not just retrieval. And so I don't know if that bothers anybody else, but it has me.
Madam Chair, Councilman Langford, the actual hunter assist form that we fill out specifically limits the assist to vehicle operation, field dressing, and retrieval of the downed animal only. That's the definition of assist.
Okay, thank you, Tom. Any other questions? Not, all those in favor? Opposed? Abstain? 2 abstentions, Anita and Charmel. Motion carries.
Madam Chair, I put no. I voted no.
Okay, can you change that, Abby? Anita's opposed and Charmel abstains. Charmel, did you have something? Go ahead.
Thank you, Madam Chair. I know some people like to know why you abstain from a vote, and in this case and in the last one that was considered, I abstained as well due to what seems to be inconsistencies with the decisions on these requests. So I'm awaiting a policy discussion with Natural Resources Department and the Elders Advisory Committees so that we can clarify our intentions. After hearing from the elders, the council chose to rescind the request by Ms. Templer and then later approved one for Mr. Myers without any of the questions, asked as they were today. So I'm just hoping we can get a better clarification on what our policy is going to be and what we're going to require. Thank you.
Madam Chair,
Anita?
the reason I voted no and I did on the last one is the inconsistency as well.
Martin?
Thank you, Madam Chair. On that issue with the individual who if I made the motion, I'll own that one. out of kind of haste, out of influence, not really, to be honest with you, even having a chance to review the form that had come in, not having a natural resource department person presenting that to us, and we approved it very hastily at the last part of our day in council. That was the only issue that I had. By the time I got the form pulled up and really reviewed it, there was no reason that we should have gone back and rescinded that action. It was just kind of I guess, a rush by a tribal member. I'm assuming probably wanting to go hunting that weekend. It was a Thursday, so I don't feel like we're doing anything differently. That was just one example, and I think that through the grapevine or through the, however it was out there, it was worded that we allowed a non-member to go hunt, which was not true. We allowed, just like this one, a tribal member to go out and take an animal and her son to assist due to health reasons. So that was, again, in haste, and we never should have rescinded that action. So I apologize that that has muddied the water on this issue. But we've been doing this for as long as I've been on council, which isn't very long, and I've seen it in the minutes, throughout my lifetime. So thank you.
Thank you, Martin. Tom, we had some issues come up this morning, and I wanted to visit with you about that, as well as another issue that came up for me this weekend. So I would request that we go into executive out of regular.